I saw him yesterday in the city center. A young man, 25, perhaps younger, white t shirt with Gucci splashed across the chest in enormous letters, 10 centimeters tall, gold on white. He walked with a certain air, the air of someone who believes he's understood something. But he hadn't. That t shirt was shouting one thing only: I haven't got money. It sounds like a paradox, I know. He's wearing Gucci and you're saying he's skint? But think about it for a moment. Those who truly have money, real money, the kind that doesn't run out, the kind you needn't prove to anyone, have absolutely no need to wear a placard. The large lettering is a certificate, but not of wealth, of insecurity. It's the desperate attempt to be recognized, to gain entry to a club one doesn't actually belong to. It's the silent plea for approval from strangers who will never look you in the eye. Here's what that t-shirt actually says. Please notice me. Please believe I'm worth something. And the beautiful irony is that it works. It works in reverse. Those who truly know that world recognize you immediately, not as one of them, as a tourist, as someone peering at the menu through the restaurant window. But let us speak of these brands. Let us speak of what they've become. Valentino, Armani, Gucci, Prada, Versace, Dolce & Gabbana, Italian names. Names that for decades meant something precise. The artisan's hand, the perfect cut, fabric that falls exactly as it should, not a millimeter more, not a millimeter less. There was a time when these names were whispered secrets. Few knew them. Fewer still wore them. They were the silent language of those who belonged to a certain world. Then something happened. The global market knocked at the door, and the door swung wide open. Today, those brands produce t-shirts, caps, belts with buckles the size of fists. Everything with the logo prominently displayed. Everything designed for those who wish to be seen. Luxury democratized itself. And in democratizing itself, it betrayed itself. Because true luxury is not democratic. True luxury is exclusion. It is distinction. It is that detail which only the knowing recognize. And when everyone can have it, no one has it any longer. Not that these great houses no longer make beautiful clothes. On the contrary, they remain the finest, without question. But much has changed. It isn't only the Italians, of course. Louis Vuitton with its monogram stamped everywhere. Hermes with those handbags that cost as much as a motor car, and which have become the most recognizable status symbol on the planet. Balenciaga, which has transformed intentional ugliness into a marketing strategy. And then Dior, Chanel, Burberry, each with its own tribe of devotees, each with its waiting lists, its absurd prices, its limited editions. But all of them, every last one, steeped in the same logic. The logic of the logo, the logic of recognition, the logic of, look at me. And so, the question arises naturally. What do the truly wealthy wear? I shall tell you what they wear. Nothing you would recognize. No logos, no lettering, no gilded buckles, no recognizable patterns, nothing whatsoever that proclaims a name. They wear fabrics that speak for themselves. Cashmere that needs no label because one feels it against the skin. Wool that drapes in a particular way. Cotton that breathes. They wear cuts. The cut of a jacket that follows the shoulders without constraining them. The cut of a trouser that needs no belt to stay up. The cut of a shirt that seems born upon that body. They wear shoes that do not demand attention. Shoes well made, well cared for, well polished. But no one turns to look at them. That is precisely the point. No one turns. The truly wealthy do not want you to turn. They do not need your approval. They do not need your recognition. Their clothes do not speak to you. They speak to themselves. And here we arrive at the heart of the matter. True luxury today is not a brand. It is the tailor, having a suit made to measure, waiting weeks for someone to take your measurements, select the fabrics, cut, sew, adjust. returning for fittings, discussing a button, a seam, a lapel. This is luxury. Not because it costs money, though it does, but because it requires time. And time, today, is the true currency. The bespoke suit does not follow fashion, it follows you. It is your body that dictates the form, not an industrial form that imprisons your body. It is an act of subversion when you think about it. In a world where everything is ready, fast, available, you choose to wait. You choose to be singular. You choose not to be recognizable by a logo, but recognizable by how you inhabit that garment. And this brings me to the final thing, the most important thing. Style is not what you wear, it is how you wear it. You can have the most expensive garment in the world upon your back and look like a mannequin. You can have a simple t-shirt upon your back and fill a room. Style is presence. It is that way of carrying one's shoulders. It is that way of walking. It is that way of meeting someone's eyes without needing to look away. And it cannot be bought. It cannot be ordered online. It does not arrive in a box with a ribbon. Style is the accord between the interior and the exterior. It is when what you are is reflected in what you wear, without effort, without pretense, without needing to shout anything to anyone. This is why the right question is not, which brand should I buy? The right question is, what is right for me, now, here, at this moment in my life? And when you find that answer, when the clothes you wear no longer speak to others, but speak to you, then you have understood something. Not about luxury, about life. Because in the end, those who truly have do not display. Those who display do not have. And the difference between appearing and being is all there, in that logo that shouts, and in that fabric that is silent. True luxury is invisibility, and invisibility is not for sale